Henrietta Hobblepot had the most extraordinary feet you could imagine. They were large, bulbous, and adorned with a variety of bumps, calluses, and corns. Her toes were like overcooked sausages, and her nails curled over the tips like claws. Henrietta, however, was blissfully unaware of how grotesque her feet appeared to others. She loved her feet, and cherished each and every lump and bump. Henrietta was convinced that her feet were her best feature. Sandals were her go-to footwear, regardless of the season. Her favorite place to flaunt her feet was the local park. People passing by would often do a double take, their eyes widening in disbelief. But Henrietta just smiled and wiggled her toes, basking in the attention. Public reactions to Henrietta's feet were as varied as they were colorful. Some people were horrified, others intrigued. They made me vomit. Children would point and giggle, their mothers quickly pulling them away so they wouldn't get scratched by her nasty foot talons. Elderly men would often take a moment to examine Henrietta's feet more closely, because the men were gross. Teenagers found Henrietta's feet to be perfect fodder for jokes and pranks. Henrietta, always good-natured, would oblige with a smile, never realizing she was the butt of their jokes. Which I find weird because her feet are foul. Foot fetishists, podiatrists, and the simply curious would often strike up a conversation with her. Henrietta was always happy to talk about her feet and had a wealth of information to share. Henrietta had a particular fondness for foot massages, especially from little people. She found their small hands perfect for getting into all the nooks and crannies of her feet. One day, Henrietta decided to treat herself to a foot massage at the local spa. She walked in barefoot as usual and greeted the receptionist with a cheery smile. "I'd like a foot massage, please," she said, wiggling her toes in anticipation. A tiny man with a kind smile, twinkling eyes, and a booger on his lip appeared. "Hello, I'm Leo, and I'll be your therapist today," he said. Little did Henrietta know that this massage was going to be unlike any she had ever experienced before. I don't know what happened next because she didn't tell me. The following day, Henrietta decided to visit the park again. She wore her favorite pair of sandals with the raggedy straps and carried a book, ready to spend a relaxing afternoon. As she made her way to her usual bench, she noticed a group of people gathered nearby, whispering and pointing. Undeterred, Henrietta sat down, propped her feet up to everyone's dismay, and opened her book. A few brave souls ventured closer, their curiosity getting the better of them. A young woman with camera said, "Excuse me, would you mind if I took a picture of your feet? They're, fascinating." As she gagged, "Henrietta, of course, I'm always happy to share my feet with the world." As the woman snapped a few photos, more people gathered, intrigued by the utterly grotesque sight. A week later, Henrietta decided it was time for a pedicure. She walked into the local nail salon, her feet bare and her spirits high. The salon was busy, but the sight of Henrietta's feet caused a sudden hush to fall over the room. A couple of people passed out. It was bad. "Henrietta, I'd like a pedicure, please," she said, smiling brightly. "Receptionist? Sure, right this way." Henrietta was led to a chair, and a nervous-looking nail technician approached her. "Lisa." "Hi, I'm Lisa. I'll be taking care of you today," she said, her voice trembling slightly and a tear falling from her eye. The other customers in the salon watched in fascination as Lisa strapped a barf bag to her face and carefully trimmed, filed, and polished Henrietta's nails. By the time Lisa finished, Henrietta's feet were gleaming with fresh polish. "Henrietta, thank you so much, Lisa. You did an amazing job," she said, slipping her sandals back on. She left without even tipping. What a cow. One sunny afternoon, Henrietta decided to visit a new park on the other side of town. As she walked through the park, she noticed a sign for a foot beauty contest. Intrigued, she decided to enter. The contest was already underway when Henrietta arrived. She signed up and took her place among the other contestants, all of whom had perfectly manicured, dainty feet. Henrietta's feet stood out like a sore thumb, or I should say a sore toe, but she was undeterred. As the judges made their way down the line, inspecting each contestant's feet, Henrietta noticed something strange. The judges were not ordinary people, they were fairies, each with delicate wings and shimmering attire. "Fairy judge, these feet are extraordinary, I've never seen anything like them." Henrietta was awarded first prize, much to the astonishment of the other contestants. Those fairies were crazy.